Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going over some of the new MAC shadows and the new MAC Dazzleshadow Extremes. I honestly didn't even know these were coming out. I knew about the Dazzleshadow Extremes, but I did not know that they were coming out with new single shades just to add to the lineup. Until in my comment section, I had several requests talking about the new shadows from MAC. And I was like, are you talking about the Dazzleshadows? Like, I don't understand. And then I went on the website and I saw that they have a bunch of new shades. And I decided to pick up quite a few. There's only one in here that's not new. It's this one right here, which is Brulee. Just felt like I wanted to have a bone colored shade for this palette, so I didn't have to reach outside of it. One thing I really like that they did with the Dazzleshadow Extremes is that they made them available in the Pro Pan. So I have some of them in here. I had to purchase one in the pot because I had all of them in my cart, paid for it, and then I got an email from MAC, I don't know, a few hours later saying that one had to be canceled. And it was this shade right here, Yes to Sequins, and it was the one that I wanted the most. So I went ahead and purchased it. What I'm going to do is really quickly go through all of the shades. I'm not going to give you guys descriptions and everything because it will take a long time, but I will leave a star by every one of them that is a Dazzleshadow Extreme. First I have Brulee, again, not new, Kiss of Klimt, Samoa Silk, Obiet d'Art, Coral, Couture Copper, Cozy Gray, Les Artistes, Shell Peach, something I cannot pronounce, my bad, Incinerated, Haute Sauce, Tutu Good, Rendezvous, Nude Model, Sandstone, Natural Wilderness, Marsh, Starry Night, Glitch in the Matrix, Gray Stone, Storm Watch, Mo Money, Mo Problems, That's Showbiz Baby, and Yes to Sequins. I did 3 different looks using these shadows, and I tried to use as many as I could, and that will be at the very end. Right now, I'm going to go into the information, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. For the shades in here that are not Dazzleshadow Extremes, those are all $7 a piece for the refill pan, and then the Dazzleshadow Extremes that I have in here are $9 a piece. Now, if you want to get it in its original compact, these are $20 for the Extremes. Now, the original Dazzleshadows are $19. If you're familiar with the original Dazzleshadows, that's what these are right here. I depotted all of mine and put them into this palette right here. These have a glittery type of finish to them. They're multifaceted. They have a lot of dimension and sparkle. I'm going to show you just a swatch of a few of these. This one right here is Let's Roll. They're so pretty. And then this one of my favorites I like to watch. It's like a green and gold. And then I have to swatch Boom Boom Room. This one. These are so pretty. These are just, I don't know, I really fell in love with these when they came out. I had so much fun when I was working at MAC applying these to people's eyes and just being able to use them wet and have them be a little bit more opaque like they are on my fingers right now, which swatch is always going to be a little bit more opaque, or just going over the top and having this beautiful glitter. Just, I loved these. When they became permanent, I was like, yes! Now, when I heard about the Dazzleshadow Extremes, I was thinking that they were going to be along the lines of the Dazzleshadows, but extreme. But these are nothing alike, in my opinion. 2 completely different textures. The Dazzleshadows have all the glitter to them, and these are definitely more metallic, but they're, I don't know, we're going to get into it. I'm going to read you the description on the MAC website first. It reads, reimagine your Dazzleshadow with extreme molten metallic shades featuring 1 swipe saturation and 12-hour staying power. I can already tell you it is not 1 swipe saturation. Okay, this pressed powder shadow features a cream-like texture that glides across the lids. I do agree that it is slightly cream-like, leaving a wet-like metallic finish on the eyes that looks like melted metal. The formula is infused with lustrous pearlescent pigments for color that boasts the utmost clarity and brilliance. All right, you guys. I'm not a fan of these shadows. I'm just going to start off with these, the Dazzleshadow Extremes, and then I'll talk about the other ones that I got that are like the mattes, and then some have sparkle to them and whatnot that I have in my palette right here. For the Dazzleshadow Extremes, I feel let down by these. I just think that for that name, Dazzleshadow Extreme, I expected the Dazzle Shadow, but extreme. You know, even if you added that metallic factor in it and you made them more opaque, I was just expecting metallic with glitter and just something amazing. And I feel like these are very lackluster. I would say that the golds are the best of the bunch, but what I found to happen was, especially like with this shade right here, Couture Copper, you'll see when I look down when I'm applying the shadows, it doesn't adhere. It like, I don't know, it almost skips places. And again, I'm using a brush that I know works so well for applying metallics and everything. Now, what I will give these up top is that, or at least these two, what shade is this? I bought so many that it's hard to remember them. AUDETTE, I'm sure I'm butchering those. These two apply the best dry, but still I would recommend them wet. But I'm just gonna take a swatch. Again, I have to put this down to anchor. So if you can see, it's kind of crumbly, but I can get a good swatch out of this. There you go. And then this is Couture Copper. Can you guys see? It's kind of crumbly. This is before I swatch it. Afterwards, it kind of melts into the skin a little bit, but that's before. Here we go. Let me not flip you guys off. There you have it. So they look really beautiful swatched, but trying to apply them to the eye, I felt like you can kind of see that this one is a little crumbly as well right here. You would think with how well those swatched that you would see that melted metal look on my eyes, and I'm sorry, it's not there. Both of those shades are on my eyes right now, and it's not there. I feel like it is actually faded, and I've only had this eye look on for an hour. I feel like it's lackluster. I'm just not a fan. I like regular metallics better. Sydney Grace far outperforms this. I'm thinking about the original Makeup Geek foils. Those are just really intense. There's so many good ones. Give Me Glow. All of those have really great pigmentation. And of course, you can get really nice ones from Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath, but I'm just trying to stick to a different price point here. These are I just don't like the texture of them. Now, this one right here is called Incinerated. So I'm going to take this. I just want you guys to see how dry it looks. When you swatch it, it just doesn't look really creamy or anything. It looks kind of, I don't know, dry, but you can kind of melt it into the skin. This, again, swatched, it's all right. You know, we're good. Very lackluster. It is on my lower lash line. And what you're really seeing on my lower lash line is the Pillow Talk liner from Charlotte Tilbury, because I feel like that totally saved this look. What I like more than that one is this one right here called Nude Model. I think this one is so pretty. And this is just the regular metallic formula. I'm gonna put that right beside it. There you go. Can you see more of a reflect, or is it just me? I feel like I see more of a reflect with Nude Model than I do the Dazzle Extreme. So if I was going to tell you to pick one, this one's cheaper and I feel like it goes on better. You're not going to see this one demonstrated, but I have used it and I just think it's so much better. I really do. I think it's so much better. Then we have the one that I just had to have, Yes to Sequins. I don't know. I mean, just look at the pan. It doesn't make you excited. Is it just me? Is it just me? So when I pick this up, I get this dry looking swatch on my finger. Like it feels kind of dry. And then there it is. It's I don't know. You're going to have to watch the actual video because they do something weird. It's almost like they have a little bit too much creaminess to them to where they can bunch up and then not adhere on certain spots. You really have to make sure that you're pressing these in. A lot of these are going to be much better with your finger. I will say swatches are better than how they apply on the eyes. And you can use things though like Fix Plus to help that out. You can use glitter glue, anything like that to make these work, but I just don't feel like you should have to. And if you're buying them in this, then it's really not worth it. $20 for this is just really not worth it. Kisseth Clint. That one I have on my inner corner, I have it on my brow arch, and I used it in another tutorial as well. This one I feel like you can use wet and it's going to be a little bit more impactful. It's pretty, but like I said, it's like the gold ones are the best ones to get in my opinion. But yeah, so just overall, it's not something that I would say run out and get when it comes to the Dazzleshadow Extremes. I much prefer the original ones. I think they are far superior. That is just my personal opinion. Now, when it comes to the rest of the palette, this shade right here is really pretty, and it's not even one of the Dazzle Shadows. So I initially thought, oh, I got a good one, but it's not a Dazzle Shadow. It's the LES Artiste. Hold on, I'm gonna do a little swatch of this. I use this to put on top of one of the other ones. This is so pretty. And this does, again, just like the other ones, it swatches a little better than it goes on the eye, but I feel like it saved the look. I did this with like the purple cool tone look. I was wearing it in one of my last videos, and I just think this one is gorgeous. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. The only one that I say is an absolute dud is this one right here, Too Good. I just don't get it. Get anything else if you end up liking them, watching the tutorial, looking at the swatches, whatever. I don't know if you guys can see in this pan right here that it's even a little hard pan, because when I was trying to do the look with this shade, I tried to put this on with a synthetic 239. Synthetic brushes are great to apply shades like this. So I thought I was going to be fine, and it's thicker, so I'm going to be able to pack it on. No ma'am, and I did not set my eye so it had something to grab a hold of. And then I went in with my finger, and then I went in with it wet. So if you're going to use this shade, you're going to have to pack it and pack it and pack it and pack it, and you're going to have to use it wet. So I am going to do this shade a favor, and I'm going to kind of scrape off the top to give it a fair chance. I'm trying to get off some of that hard pan right here, just with my nail. You can see, it did. And now I'm going to take that shade. I'm going to put it down here so I have some leverage. Okay, okay. Let me try again. No, no, no. So if there's one shade that I would say absolutely do not get, it's that one. I mean, do you see this? Can you even see that shade? It's terrible. It is terrible. And it's funny because I did that look and then I filmed another video and so many people loved the look. And I will admit, the look came out really beautiful, but I had to put so much work into it to make it work. And I just don't want to work for it that hard. I could honestly just take this shade out of the palette and put something else in its place. I haven't gotten to use this one yet, but I'm excited to. This is That's Showbiz Baby, and it's a green with the glitter in it. Not the same as like the one I just showed you. This one's really pretty, but again, I haven't used it. I just love the depth of that green and just like a little bit of sparkle. Not too much, but just a little bit. It's really beautiful. And then this one right here, what is the name? I'm looking at a sheet. Starry Night. This is definitely one I'm interested in. Can you see that? It's kind of like blue-brown. Those are really pretty, but again, I have not used them. So as far as the rest of them that I have used, this shade right here, Coral, that one is beautiful. I felt like that really added this pop of color to the first look that I did. Samoa Silk, this is one I have been waiting to get my hands on for so long. I felt like I had to build this up a little bit, but I can't compare it to anything because I did not have the original. I think once it is built up, it's really pretty, but I do have to work with that one. This shade right here, this one, whenever you first apply it, it looks just like this color. It is phenomenal. But when you go to blend it out, it does lose a little bit of its intensity, but not like I thought it would. I really thought that these shades can be a little fickle, so I thought that it was going to completely go away. But you can see it's still there, but you'll have to watch when you take this and just use a tapping motion to apply it. It is such a gorgeous color. Royal Rendezvous, no issues at all. Same with this shade right here. What color are you? Sandstone. But then these two here, these were interesting. This is what I have on my eyes right now. Marsh has a little bit of a sheen to it. I wasn't expecting that, but there's definitely a little bit of a sheen to it. But what I think that does is make this tone actually work and not end up being patchy or anything like that. You'll see when I go to apply it that there is just like this subtle little bit of sheen, and I think you can see it more on camera than you can in person, but it makes blending it out really nice and easy, and then it doesn't make it patchy, because these shades can be extremely powdery, extremely patchy, and I did not find that to be the case with this, but I did have to take a little bit more time to make sure that I had it nice and blended out evenly. This shade right here, I wish I knew all these names. Natural Wilderness. Again, a little bit of a sheen, not as much as Marsh, but a little bit of a sheen, but I did feel like this is another one that I had to build up, just like Samoa Silk. Not as much as Samoa Silk, but I did have to build this one up a little bit. The blues are stunning. I think they did a great job with those. Again, I love Nude Model. You're not going to see that one. That's the one that I compared to this one right here, Incinerated, which is the Dazzle Shadow. So for the shades that were just added to the line, I'm happier with those than I am with the actual Dazzleshadow Extreme. So if you're a MAC lover and you're wanting to expand your collection, I feel like this was necessary, because I think that they needed to add colors to their lineup to keep up with the shades that people are actually looking for. This is much more modern than some of the colors that MAC has just had in their lineup for a long time. I think that these were needed. So I'm really happy that I got the majority of these, but I could have lived completely without the Dazzle Shadows. But anywho, you guys, that is it. I hope this was helpful. If you want to see how I created the looks, or you just want to see how these Dazzle Shadow Extremes perform, and the other colors as well, just keep watching. Again, I have 3 different looks for you guys. If not, that's cool too. Know that I love you. I'm thinking about every single one of you. I hope everyone is doing well. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.